Welcome, what's up everybody? I'm Jabby Koei, joined by Jess KESSIE. Not kidding. That's a weird joke. It sounds like just kidding, that's why I said it. We're looking at The Last of Us alternate ending now. Jess KESSIE, I like to be fully transparent with you guys. I saw part of this video already, and then I stopped once I realized some things about it, and I was like, oh, I should really do this as a reaction with someone who has not seen the video, but is familiar with The Last of Us.
Okay.
Jess KESSIE played The Last of Us, but for like half the gameplay, it was watching her sister play, so she's familiar with the game intimately, and she's also watching the show. So I thought this would be a really fun video to do with someone who's familiar with Last of Us.
I'm excited.
Yeah. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, pretty please vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. A couple things real quick. Number one, we are doing watch-alongs to The Last of Us if you want to see those reactions. If you want the full reaction, no cut, no interruptions, head over to our Patreon page or become a member of this channel. Links in the description below. And we are doing a live streaming of the game, Achara's first time going through it, me playing. If you want to see that, just, be subscribed, etc., etc. Let's get into this. Here we go.
Originally, when we did the ending for The Last of Us, it was one long cinematic instead of you picking up Ellie and playing through it and running through the hospital. So that how it played out was Joel bursts into the operating room, sees Ellie there on the operating table with 3 doctors surrounding her. He grabs one of them hostage, yells at the other two to get away from Ellie. Marlene walks into the room.
Get away from her!
You can't save her. Even if you get her out of here, then
And then
what?
we see Joel shoots and kills the surgeon, shoots and kills the other 2 doctors, and shoots Marlene. And it was one of the most pivotal moments in the story, and we had to get it right, make sure the tone was right, all the characters and motivations were coming through. So we did multiple takes, more than we usually do for a scene. And Troy Baker, who played Joel, was really into it. Like a lot of times he burst into the operating room and he'd drop his gun.
God damn it.
And he'd be like, oh, sorry, and he'd kind of back out and we'd restart the scene. And over the course of the day of shooting it, that happened 2 or 3 times, and it became kind of a joke.
Can I pick it up? Sorry. Keep rolling.
But after 7 takes, we got it. We had a really solid performance, so we felt like we could ship the game with that.
I wonder how he felt every time he dropped the gun. Just oh, God dang it, it's all my fault. And it's this one little thing, if I could just get this right, Lord baby Jesus, just let me get this little thing right. Let me not drop the gun.
It must be so weird filming in those suits, so it's already probably so hard to immerse yourself into it, and then on top of it you're dropping the gun, so it just rips you out of the scene. So
yeah. Well, I've heard from talking from James Cameron talking about Avatar and friends who've done mocap, it's you just get into it. After a while you kind of forget that you got all this stuff on,
that you look like a little alien.
Yeah.
But I felt like, okay, let's do one more, just to kind of end our day. So I took Merle Dandridge aside. Merle Dandridge is the actress that played Marlene. And I asked her, I gave her one line of direction, which will become obvious what I asked her to do once you see the scene. And I'm like, can you do this with the scene? She's like, yeah, of course. I'm like, all right, don't tell anyone, just keep that to yourself. And then I went over to Troy Baker and I said, hey, listen, we don't have it yet. We're getting close, but it needs to be more intense and it needs more energy. He's like, okay, I got it. And I'm like, you know what? And be careful with the gun. He's like, yeah, I know, I won't drop it. I'm like, well, but even if you do, play the scene out. Don't start it from the beginning. He's like, yeah, Neil, I know, but I won't drop it. I'm like, yeah, but if you do, play it through. He's like, I got it, Neil. I'm like, you know what? No matter what happens in the scene, don't stop. Play it all the way through. He's like, Neil, I got it. I'm like, okay, all right.
I think that direction's actually really strong. Some of the best scene work, I think, comes out of that, where you just play off the mistake. I think that in The Departed, when Jack Nicholson drops his gun under the table, I think that was a mistake, but he was just oh, and he just kept rolling with it, which is great, because it feels even more frightening for some reason.
And it's more natural. Well, that's a candid reaction.
Yeah. Exactly.
So then walked over to the side and yelled action, and you're about to see the results of that, but keep in mind, Troy Baker, nobody else except for Merle has any idea what's about to happen. Everything is improvised. Enjoy.
Marker.
Get away from her! Get away!
You can't save her. Even if you get her out of here, what then? What then?
What?
She'll be raped and murdered. raped and murdered.
It's not for you to decide.
It's what she'd want.
The Last of Us, the musical.
And you know it, Joe.
She's a good singer.
Yeah.
You know it, Joe.
What am I feeling? So much confusion. I've got a man in my arms and a girl with a gun to my head. But there she is on the table. Is she alive? Is she
Look
dead?
at her, Joe.
Not real.
And still do the right thing.
This dude in his arm is still serious the entire
He's not
time.
broken, like, at all.
Die! Die! Die!
Look at the crew.
Wait. Please let me go. Please, Joe.
You just come after. Let's get you out of here. They're coming soon, and I will let you die. Your
such a
brain
performer.
is worth more alive.
Oh my god.
Yo, like, so for full transparency, like when I watched this, as soon as she started singing, that's when I stopped the video. That's when I was like, I'm out. I gotta watch this like with someone else because like this is too precious.
I'm honored that it was me because that was insane. Like I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah. You kind of have a background in dance and singing, and so how did you feel about all that?
I'm waiting for the Broadway adaptation, and I need them to be the principal roles. Like they killed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing that. I know this is a joke, but some of the greatest things are born out of joke. My favorite example is The Big Bang Theory. Not the show, but the actual Big Bang Theory. It was born out of a joke. There was a critic of The Big Bang Theory, and he said, what you want us to buy into this Big Bang Theory? And you just said that out as a joke to take a dig at it. The people in the science community were like, oh, that's actually a good name. We're gonna coin that now.
Stick with that.
And so this is a joke, like a total ha-ha from Druckmann, but I feel like you could easily translate Last of Us into a Broadway musical, and it would
my
work
God.
so well.
I'm surprised it doesn't exist yet. I mean, they made the show. It's just a step away. Like,
You got to do it. You got to do
trust
it.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was shocked that Troy Baker managed to go with it and not break character.
He's definitely a performer. Have you ever watched Summer Game Fest?
No.
He's just like one of the people that like happens to like be a presenter or like he'll like get awards and stuff like that, like for like Game Awards and stuff like that. But if you look at all of his interviews, he definitely is just a character. He is a performer and an entertainer. So that genuinely does not surprise me that he was able to just go with it.
Yeah.
My theory, I don't know this, but I feel like he was probably like in musical theater in high school.
Okay.
It's very on brand for him.
Okay. Most impressive about all of that was the guy who was holding hostage didn't break character at all.
That was more impressive, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, he had no idea what was going on, but he's like,
Did
this
not
is my
skip
job.
a beat.
Not at all.
You're just being coddled.
Not at all.
Like just at peace, about to die.
Yeah, this is actually quite old. That's the funniest thing is like this is all the way from 2013. I only just saw it. Obviously, with The Last of Us TV show, all these things are starting to bubble up to the surface of YouTube algorithm, and so we got this. You guys, thanks so much for joining us. Please subscribe, hit that bell icon, all notifications, vote the sucker up. I'm Jabby Kouei. This is
Just Kessie.
Peace out.